Hi everyone and welcome. And today we will be starting a beginner series on Power Apps. If you have used Excel VBA macros before, you will love this because Power Apps feels like a macros on steroid. And in this episode, we will build a simple task tracker app using SharePoint as the back end. And by the end, you will have a working app you can run on your phone or your browser. So first, let's go to SharePoint and let's create a SharePoint list. So from here, let's click new and click list. And then here, let's select list and let's name this list task. Hit create. And now we have our task list, and by default, it has a title column. And we need to add additional column in here. So to do that, let's go to list setting by clicking this gear icon and click list settings. And first, we need to rename this default title column to task name. Let's click that column, name it task name. And by default, we'll use 255 characters. Hit OK. We'll add a new column by clicking create a column or create column. And let's name this column due date. And for the column type, we will be using date and time. And date and type column have two options. You can capture both date and time or just the date only. We'll use the default and hit OK. And also we need another column for the status of the task. Again, let's create a column. Let's name it status. And for this one, let's use the choice column type. Then for our options, these are not started, in progress, and of course completed. Then we also have the option on the display of these choices, but we'll just use the default drop-down menu. Hit OK. And lastly, let's create another column named Notes. So this will be your notes for that specific task. For this one, we'll be using multiple line of text type of column. And hit Okay, and by the way, by default, it uses enhanced rich text. So it's like an HTML formatted text. So for this demo, we will be using just a plain text. All right, now we have all our column for this list. Before we go to Power Apps, let's add some sample data to this task list. Edit in grid view so we can easily add new data. Okay, now we have two sample uh, tasks in our task list. So let's exit grid view and now let's go to Power Apps. You can navigate to Power Apps by going to make that powerapps.com and then from here let's click create and then let's start with data. And then here we have an option. If you will be using SharePoint like what we did, you can use this create new tables. But if you have Dataverse and other external data, you can use these two options. So let's create new tables or click that create new tables. And then here we have again options if we want to start with Copilot or if we want to import data from Excel or CSV or we want to start totally from blank. But this time since we already created a SharePoint list, we will be using this option. And currently, I only have two sites in this SharePoint that we are using for this demo. And I created the list here in the Power Apps tutorial site. So let's select that. And here we have only one list. Select the task list and click import. And in this page, Power Apps allows us to manage relationship, especially if you have multiple related tables. This is a useful part in Power Apps, but since we don't have any other table except for this one, let's just click Save and Open Up. And there you go. Power Apps just created a functional app in seconds, and this is like Excel macro recorder, but I think 10 times more powerful. And here we can run it, or maybe let's say play it by clicking this preview the app button, or the shortcut key is F5. And here we can see that we have a gallery screen that lists our sample task, those tasks we created earlier. And then since we have a default selected task in here, we also have a detail screen that shows the detail of that selected task. If we select another task, it will change the details in this detail screen. And we also have an option to edit or delete the task. So if we click edit, we can see that this forms transform into an edit form. If we click X or cancel, this form transform into just a view form. And if you want to edit it again, I just click this edit button and add something, and then hit this again, this check or update button, and that will automatically update that item. We also have here a search box available, and we can search by a title. And here you can see it automatically filter our task based on the keyword that we use. And what else do we have in here? We can also add new task by clicking this new button in here. And here we can see now this form transform into a new form that allows us to create a new task. So for example, just a sample, third sample, let's use a due date. Let's say 29 for example. By default, it also include the hour and minutes field, and that's only. And then of course for the status, we'll use, let's say for example, in progress. Now if we hit the check or submit button, it will instantly reflect that item here in our gallery. And this is the one that we just created. And again, we can also use this delete button to delete an item from our list. And as you can see here, it also created a pop-up or a message box or a message confirmation window that that ask us to confirm if we want to delete that item. So if we hit delete, and there we can see that we only now have two remaining tasks in our gallery. And again, that's it. In just a few minutes, we built a working task tracker app using SharePoint and Power Apps forms. You can now add, you can edit, you can view your task right from your app. But here's the thing, forms are great for quick apps, but sometimes they don't give you all the flexibility you need. And if you're like me and you come from Excel, VBA, or any type of coding, you might actually enjoy building things more manually with full control. So in the next episode, we're going to rebuild the same task tracker from scratch. We will design our own input fields and use the patch function to save data to SharePoint. If you love the feeling of coding and want to really understand how Power Apps work under the hood, you will definitely enjoy that episode. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss it. See you in the next one.